finally, spawn is here. And today we're going to go over the one variation. We're going to go over a simple game plan, some basic combos for you to get started with spawn on day one. So sit back, relax, and get ready because it's going to be a good one. So if you're unfamiliar with notations, you can see up on the screen the buttons as far as 1, 2, 3, and 4 go. We're going to go over this character and kind of understand what Spawn's trying to do in this variation. And he's a character that fits how I like to play fighting games for the most part. Now, he has a really good zoning tool, which is his back forward 1. He can amplify it, and the second hit is a mid. On block from about this range, you are plus. If you do meter burn it and force your opponent to block it, so that means that you can take control of your character before your opponent can, which is great. It's a really great zoning tool. Now he also has some really good range. His back 1 is a mid, it has really good range. His forward 2 as well has some really good range. His stand 3, as you can see, that is a high. The other 2 are mids. This is a high, so you can crouch it. But he has some really good tools to fight, in the mid-range to long distance. And I think that really can cause an opponent to become really frustrated very quickly. He also has a projectile parry. So if you get into a projectile war, he can actually, with back forward 2, parry the projectile and then go in for the grab. And it will crushing blow if you do land the projectile parry into the grab. So that is super cool. His float also, he can float in, get some attacks going. It can also be used in combo. We'll take a little bit of a look at that as well in this video. We're going to go over some of his best buttons. His 1-1, that's going to be his fastest Punisher. And anytime that you go into a combo or you confirm, which means visually see that you hit your opponent is not blocking. I see through the first 2 hits that, I've made contact. I'm going to cancel into this and meter burn it. All right, which is back forward 3. All right, that's going to be, in most cases, what you're going to do with Spawn. You're going to be spacing people out, getting some whiff punishes, and then confirming into the combo here, and you're good to go. He's a very easy character to play if you play him very basically. But there are some really cool things that you can do with air cancels and really jazz this dude up. But that's like his basic game plan. Using projectiles, using his range tools, causing your opponent to get off track, and then you're able to punish them. And that's how I've been using them. I've been rather successful so far. There are some things up close that we'll talk about as well. So his 1-1-2, it actually has a really cool and unique property where you can hold back and the 2 button on the last hit. And if you crush your opponent, or if you counter them, I should say, you will crushing blow, which is really cool. So it's a good way to get some damage there. There is a gap, but if your opponent isn't super quick, bam, you get that crushing blow. Now, if they decide to block it, so we'll look at it on block. Let's go to AI. All right, so we have the frame data on. You'll notice that it is really plus. So it is +7. All right, +7. We are out of range of our stand 3, which is unfortunate because that would be something that would be really cool to use. Can you do it off of the kickback? You can, but it is a high, so they can crouch it. One of the better follow-ups that I've been doing is forward 2. So forward 2 is a pretty good follow-up. 16 frames, -7. So if they have an attack that's 11 frames, they're going to be able to possibly beat you. Once you get them, you hit them with the forward 2, they think you're coming in, they try to use a fast button. What you can actually do off of this is bang and then back up and then whiff punish. So I've been doing that as well. You just have to kind of understand what your opponent's trying to do, what they think that you're going to do. You know, it's a good mind game, and it forces your opponent to make decisions, and you can counter those decisions with, you know, very keen judgment on your part. One of the other cool things that I noticed about Spawn, he's very versatile as far as his movement goes. He can dash cancel rather well. I'm not great at dash canceling. The one character that I am good at dash canceling with is Sonya. I just have her dash kind of timed down. But we're going to take a look at Spawn here and show you what I mean by dash canceling. We're talking about hitting block and cutting that dash off short. And when you do that, the beginning of the dash has a very quick acceleration. So when you tap block in between, you're able to move across the screen very quickly. Yeah, I'm not that good at it, but you can kind of see it there. Let's try one more time. Notice that he's able to, you know, move rather quickly throughout the environment around him, and that makes him super versatile. That's something that is super important in Mortal Kombat 11. So the fact that he has a really good dash cancel is super good. So let's take a look real quick at something a little bit weird, right? So forward 4-1-3. All right, so if I try to do forward 4-1, nothing comes out. I have to input the entire string in order for it to all come out. A little bit annoying. I wish that you could kind of stagger that, you know, forward 4-1, but you're not able to do that. But just in case you're having issues with it, if you input the whole string right away, it does come out. You just can't go into 2 hits. It has to be either 1 hit or all 3 hits. Just so you are aware, though, you can cancel it on the second hit into a special, so you can confirm it, but in order to, you know, get the whole string to come out, you have to input all of it, even if you're going to cancel it. So keep that in mind. So you'll see the same thing here with the 2-4 up 3-2. You'll see that I tried to go 2-4 up 3 and like nothing comes out. All right, this is another one of those strings where you have to input all of it in order to get the last portion of the string to come out. So I can go, you know, 2-4, but I can't get that 3 to come out unless I go into the 2. So it'll look like that. All right, and it is +4 there, which is pretty good if they do block that last hit. All right, so now we're gonna get into what you all have been waiting for, and it's the combos. So with this character, the one, this variation specifically, again, like I said, you can visually see your strings connect. You can confirm into the back forward 3 and amplify it. And that's going to be your combo extender. Now you also have the option of doing some combo enders. The best combo ender that I typically like to use is the down back 3. And the reason why I like it, you can see the hit advantage is 5, so I'm plus after I hit them with it. And it also restands. And what I mean by restands is that the character that you're playing against never falls to the ground. So it allows for the character to remain standing, and you don't have to play the wake-up game. So you don't have to guess if they're going to roll, if they're going to wake up. You know, whatever they may do, you don't have to guess anymore. All that guessing, you just throw it out the window. We don't guess here. We're just +5. All right, so that's what we're going to do here with Spawn for a majority of, you know, the combo enders. If you want to get some extra damage, what you could actually do is you can meter burn it or amplify it at the end. It does have a knockdown. You're +23. You're at a pretty good range to go in for pressure or to just back up if you want to back up and play the mid-range game or a little bit outside of it. So not a terrible ender, great for damage, but I like to keep the opponent stood up because I think that the guessing game won't wake up. I just want to throw that in the trash. We're just going to dribble the ball up. We're going to fade away. We're going to shoot it right in the trash can. All right, so we're done with that. All right, so you're able to see there just a basic combo pass. And one thing we're going to talk about is the back 1. It's 13 frames of startup. If your opponent is super negative and you know that you can hit them with the back 1 to punish them, this is great. It's unsafe on block when you go back 1-2, which is a meterless launcher. All right, but it is super unsafe on block. It's not something that is easily confirmable. So you don't want to just, you know, throw this out there. One of the best ways that I've seen in using it, or that I've used it, is when I'm zoning. So if I'm zoning and then you have like an opponent that tries to jump in and they're going to whiff their jump in, so I use my back 1-2 to punish as they land, the recovery frames on landing. That's what I've been using this for mostly. I don't personally like the risk of just kind of throwing it out there, because if you just throw it out there and somebody blocks it, you're dead in the water. So we're going to take a look at some combos off of this. They're a little bit strict. They're a little bit more tight than the other combos because of the launch. So the gravity scaling increases. Whenever you hit the opponent in the air, each time you hit them, the gravity increases and they fall to the ground quicker. All right, so just keep that in mind when doing these combos. The inputs are pretty strict. Make sure you practice them before you hop online. All right, not so bad, right? Not so bad. So we're going to look at the jump in hover. So he has like a hover where he can go far, and he has a hover where he can go close, and it's down, back, 2 in the air, and you just you know, hold back to not go forward. It's super easy. Or you just have the regular one. So what you could actually do here is you could actually cancel in the air on your jump ins. Right, so it makes it a little tricky for the person on defense. It's, you know, handling your jump in order to, you know, once they block, they have to kind of guess as to what you're going to do. It's really effective. It's really good for combos too. Oh, combos, you say? All right, we're going to show you a combo where this is guaranteed. Let's take a look at it. That was pretty slick, wasn't it? Oh, it was. That's why Spawn's amazing. Ooh, that one's pretty tricky too, right? I like that one. Alright, so there are some basics here with Spawn. Utilize the character, have fun with the character. I'm super excited that Spawn's here. I'm going to be playing a bit more of Spawn. He's probably not going to replace Shang as my main, but it is nice to play another character that I am interested in playing. So what I want you to do down below, if you have any Spawn tips for all of the awesome individuals out there that watch this video, make sure you leave them down there. Also, if you're new, be sure to click that subscribe button and click the bell so you get notified whenever I post new content. As always, I want to thank you guys for checking in. It's Gleez signing out, and continue to game strong.